Good morning, class. Yesterday in previous class, I have taught you about the pronoun and its kinds, in which I have explained the definition of the pronoun and one types of the pronoun, that is personal pronoun. Today we are going to study one another kinds of the pronoun, that is reflexive or emphatic pronoun. First, I would like to tell you the personal and emphatic pronouns are same, but its work differs the meaning of the emphatic and reflexive pronoun. In reflexive pronoun, the reflexive pronouns are used when the subject's action affects the subject itself. Means its action, reflexive pronouns action affects subject itself. Means the what is effect of the reflexive pronoun goes back to subject itself. So I would tell you there are 8 reflexive pronoun. There are 8 reflexive pronoun, and you know how will we make the reflexive pronoun, or what are the reflexive pronoun. First, I would tell you that the personal pronouns. I Personal pronoun, the subjective form. Each personal pronoun has its own reflexive pronoun. I, the subject I, which reflexive pronouns is myself. We, whose reflexive pronoun is ourself. You, whose reflexive pronouns are two, yourself and yourselves, because you is the personal pronoun that is used as a singular, as a plural both. So its reflexive pronouns are two. If the you is used in the sentence as a singular form, its reflexive pronoun will be yourself. And if you is used as a plural form, its reflexive pronoun will be yourselves. Yourselves. He is subjective form and its reflexive form is himself. She is subjective form, its reflexive form is herself. It is a subjective form and its reflexive form is itself. They is subjective form, and because they is plural, so its reflexive form is themselves. Themselves, which has plural form. We at last, in place of f, we add ves. I would tell you one thing more, that the I, we, you are the personal pronoun whose reflexive form is made adding self or selves in at the end of the possessive form. By at the end of adding self or selves at the end of the possessive form, while he, she, it, and they. Its reflexive forms are made by adding self or selves in the end of objective form. I, when when noun is singular, we will use himself. When noun is singular and masculine gender, its reflexive form will be himself. When noun is singular and if it is a feminine gender, its reflexive form will be herself, and it is neutral, and that mostly we use for animal also. So its reflexive form will be itself, and they is a plural form of the subject, plural form of the pronoun. So its reflexive form will be themselves. Let us we see the examples. In the examples, we can understand the cat. The cat we considered as a neutral gender, and it is a animal. So we considered it. We considered it the cat as it. So its reflexive form is a itself. Parents are the are the plural nouns, so its reflexive forms become themselves. I I have already told you that I have the reflexive form of I is myself, so I saw myself. Myself, it became its reflexive form is myself. In such way, she cooks her food herself because she is a singular form, feminine gender, so its reflexive form is a herself. This is the explanation of the reflexive form. I have told you that reflexive and emphatic pronouns are same, but its works are different. In fact, reflexive pronouns refer back to the subject as a common way, while emphatic pronouns, these pronouns, when they are just used after the subject, it emphasizes back to the subject. It emphasizes back to the subject and make it bound. In such way, the pronouns are used to emphasize back to the subject hardly. So then it is called emphatic pronoun. All the reflexive pronouns are used as emphatic pronouns when they emphasize their subject. I myself made the picture. Here myself emphasize I, hardly emphasize I. I myself made this picture. It means in Hindi you can say मैंने स्वयं इस पिक्चर को बनाया. This means myself emphasizes back to I. In such way, has she herself done this work? Here herself emphasizes she and kept just after the subject. So herself is also emphatic pronoun. So that is all about the reflexive and emphatic pronoun. Just try to read carefully so that you may understand. And mostly emphatic pronouns are kept, mostly, not everywhere. Mostly emphatic pronouns are kept just after the subject. In third type of the pronouns are relative pronouns. Relative pronouns. You know, relative pronouns. A relative pronouns is used to join adjective clause to the principal clause to modify its noun. Means you know adjective clause always used to modify the subject, to modify the nouns of the principal clause. To modify the nouns of the principal clause. And it is also used to join principal clause to subordinate clause. So let us see the example. The man is my uncle who is in the blue coat. Who is in the blue coat? Here, who is in the blue coat is a adjective clause because this clause modify the noun of the principal clause, the man. Noun of the principal clause, the man. So we can also write this sentence, the man who is in the blue coat. Here, who is in blue coat modify the noun of the principal clause. Is my uncle. So adjective clause always modify the noun of the principal clause, and also helps to join with the principal clause. Here in this sentence, who is the relative pronoun. In such way, the lady whose hand is plastered is my teacher. Whose hand is plastered. This is a adjective clause, and it modifies the noun lady of the principal clause. Here, so whose is the adjective? Whose is the relative pronoun? You know that there are some interrogatory words which are used as a relative pronoun. Who, whom, which, that, and whose are relative pronouns. Where that is not interrogatory word, and rest of the words are the interrogatory word. So I hope that you will have understand about the two types of the pronoun, about reflexive and emphatic and relative pronoun. So I shall tell you rest of the pronouns in following classes. Thank you, class. I hope that you will study and you will understand also these topics. Thank you, class.